Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and we have to thank the lovely Night Flirt ladies who told me that I deserve to be killed some time ago on Night Flirt, and they called me a loser because before that incident I really didn't like YouTube anymore and I was making a video once in a while and I was thinking that I should maybe quit. Well, now I'm making YouTube every day. Do I still hate it? Yes. Is it still a torture? Yes. But I'm going to power through because I hate narcissists so much that there is no amount of pain or suffering that I'm not willing to subject myself to in order to make them miserable, envious, and ruin their day. Like how David Goggins says that you have to use the haters as fuel, and by staying hard, you make their day so much worse. Now that this intro is over, I wanted to tell you that ever since I said that I decided to go back to coming full-time on other websites because Night Flirt refuses to integrate a cam feature and I refuse to use Discord and Telegram to do camming, I had people that they decided to message me and ask for advice about campsites. And today we are going to talk about Chaturbate advice because I think that Chaturbate is a very good site to start as a beginner if you want to start into camming, and it's also friendly for male cammers, trans people, and so on. And I'm going to start in a kind of a reverse way because I believe that when it comes to making money on Chaturbate, the things that you shouldn't do can actually be even more important than the things that you're going to do. And this world is filled up with cam girls who are really awful people, bad people, narcissists, immoral, and they have this extreme tendency of perpetuating terrible advice that is going to make you fail to the point that is mainstream. That when I was first starting as a cam girl some years ago, I followed all of this advice. It got me stalked, harassed, abused, and I wasn't making any money. So today we're going to dissect it. I'm going to tell you what not to do and what to do instead. If you like this video and you want me to make more, please like, subscribe, you know the whole YouTube drill. These videos are going to be free. YouTube pays me, but you don't have to pay me because I know that no one in their right mind who is not desperate for money doesn't go into camming for reasons that we will analyze in the future. So the first thing you need to do once you get into Chaturbate is block the damn grays. The first piece of popular advice is, oh, I keep the grays in my room and I chat with them because they keep my room alive and they are nice and friendly and it's better than to be sitting in an empty room. Okay, so if you and me had a supermarket and we were sitting there waiting for clients, let's say a small supermarket, and no one was coming, would you go outside and say, hey, I'm just going to go out and give free groceries to anyone who is passing by? Because we have no clients and it's better to have a supermarket that has people coming and going even though we are losing than to have no one. If I told you to do that, you would say you're crazy and stupid and we will run out of everything in no time and we will never get any clients. It's the exact same logic. You are there as an entertainer or as a goddess or as an e-girl. Why are you giving free attention? Why are you chatting for free with people who are some of the worst types of humanity? I despise grace to a level that I cannot even begin to describe, and I can tell you why, and I don't even care if that is politically incorrect. First of all, for me, you're not a real man if you don't have any money. And if you don't have any money, you don't need to interact with women, you need to get a job. So these are people who are sitting around on their PCs all day, they don't have any money, but they really want to have free attention and free time and free emotional labor from women, which is essentially misogyny. So they are going to come to your room and they are going to take up your time. Time is an extremely precious resource. To me, time is even more precious than money. And they are going to be giving you compliments like, hi princess, hi goddess, hi this and that. And every normal guy, every guy with one brain cell who has tokens is going to come to your room, see that you're an idiot and leave disgusted. Men don't like attention from other men. So if you're going to have several men tipping, you can make a ton of money by making it out tip each other. They're very competitive. Now imagine that you take all of this competitive edge from them by chatting up grays for free. Also, who is going to buy the cow when everyone is giving the milk for free is a very correct expression. You are not there to make friends. No, they don't have any tokens. They are not going to interact with you. This is a paid service. If you say, what am I going to do if I have an empty room? You are going to wait in that room. We're going to talk about the second piece of advice. It's not always going to be empty at all if you follow what I say. So you're going to have to start seeing them as the low lives that they are and not just, oh, harmless, friendly guys. The other advice from the tapeworm, sadies, narcissist cam girls who want you to fail is that you can convert grays into paying customers. Yes, of course, and we can also go to the desert and search for UFOs, and maybe we're going to find one. Maybe we're going to be being kidnapped by one. Maybe we're in the simulation. Anything can happen. The chances of converting a gray into a paying customer are very minuscule, and if this happens, it's because he became so obsessed with you that he's spending money to talk you into dating him. This is not a person you want on your life as a client. So moving on, the first app or bot you download is mute the grays or block the grays. Second advice, what I said earlier, sitting on an empty room. Any type of camming, when you begin, that is less than 6 hours or 8 hours, you're going to fail. You have to put the hours when you do this job, especially when you are building your following and you have the new girl or new performer tag. I have been in this business for years and I have to sit for hours and hours and hours if I want to make $300, $400, $500. It's not always easy and I don't always make it. This is a job that I always say you have to have the soul of a gambler to enter it. It's feast or famine. And you have to learn budgeting very fast so that you can actually budget and see how the fat days are going to get you through the lean days. Yet, the tapeworm cam girls who want you to fail, they're going to write on Reddit and they're going to say, oh, I come 2 hours a week and my average is $120 a minute on StreamMate. Or oh, just a few hours every day, it's not my full-time gig. And you get this false idea that this is some kind of hobby. It's not. You are essentially selling parasocial relationships. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. By parasocial relationships, it means that 80 to 90% of your clients are going to be highly dysfunctional people, recluse people who live in delusion, people who have unprocessed trauma, people who have personality disorders, people who don't know how to interact with the opposite gender. So they are going to become dependent on you, addicted on you, and expect to see you all day, every day. To the point that this has caused me extreme mental breakdowns and I don't even consider myself particularly popular, at least not for what I want to achieve. So when you show up 2 hours a week, you're not going to get any regular like that. Now they're going to say, Persephone, what you suggest is immoral. Why should I make mentally ill people dependent on me? Do you want to make money or do you want to be moral? If you want to be moral, I suggest leaving my channel because coming isn't moral to begin with, and here I am doing it, and here I'm saying, I'm not going to lie to you. So if you start right now, you forget all of these idiots who come 2 hours a week and make $1,000 and it's all fantasy story because there is never any receipt and any screenshot. And you understand that you're going to have to come a minimum of 6 hours. If you can do 12, even better. With breaks, of course. You take breaks to hydrate, you take breaks to nap, you take breaks to exercise. You don't drive yourself to the ground. But if you want get rich quick scheme money, this is not going to work. And if it works, it's because you attracted some very dangerous stalker and I don't want this to happen to you. There is an exception of women who come 2 hours a week and make $2,000. There are actually several exceptions to this. One exception is a woman who is already having a very established following and she has quit camming and she's doing these nostalgic streams once in a while that they are announced weeks beforehand on her socials, so all of your huge loyal following comes during those 2 hours. When you start you're a nobody, this is not going to happen. Another exception is that there are several women who are escorts and they use the campsites as a way to get paid for their escorting. This is not allowed on the campsites, but I personally know people who do it. They take the risk. I cannot show you proof for their privacy and their safety. You have to take my word for it. If you don't want to believe me, that's fine, we move on. But I'm just telling you, I have seen accounts that they're empty and they have only one video. And there is someone who comes and drops 5,000 tokens. This person is a real life client, especially when it happens repeatedly. I don't suggest to do escorting. I suggest that you play by the rules of the campsite, which doesn't allow prostitution, doesn't allow face-to-face meeting. And if you want to do escorting or meetups, go to a proper escorting agency that is going to screen the clients and keep you relatively safe. And the third one is money laundering. Whether we like it or not, this is something that also happens. I knew of a specific case of a very popular cam girl. I'm not going to name her again for her privacy and also because these people are dangerous, that her boyfriend was selling drugs. And they had a problem with what to do with the money because they both appear unemployed and you cannot go to the bank with black plastic bags with thousands of dollars and just deposit them when you appear unemployed. So she registered as a cam girl on a website and he was buying tokens. He was he was tipping her as her first big tipper. And then you can register being a model performer to any bank. They lost a part of the money, of course, because the site took a cut, but the rest was clean money. So when sometimes you see women that they sit there, they look bored, and they don't do anything, and they get 100,000 tokens, that could be drug money. Again, this is all through the grapevine. I knew these people, but I'm not going to name them. If you want to say you're just bitter and jealous because they make $100,000 and you don't, that's fine. Keep your own mind, and I'm going to keep my opinion. The third advice is, all of my regulars are great guys, build friendships with people, build long-term relationships with people. They're so sweet. I have this regular who has been supporting me for 12 years until he passed away, and they're just sweet, lonely guys. No. All of these people are predatory, and our goal is for you to make the money as fast as possible and then exit the industry or set your own boundaries or invest as fast as possible. Buying human relationships isn't normal. Bypassing normal mate selection isn't normal. Whoever believes all of these things, like I said earlier, has something very severely wrong with them. The first step to get dismembered, murdered, stalked, and other horrible things to happen to you is to just believe they are sweet, lonely guys. They are not. A large percentage of them are very predatory, and an even larger percentage is even more manipulative, and their goal is to be on the side to eventually talk you into dating them. There is an astounding number of men on Chaturbate and other sites who use them as dating sites. And I have tried to drill it into their brain to the point that I'm now on a revenge mission out there to spread the word that these are not dating sites, and no one is listening. That is because there are women that, although the site says that they don't allow face-to-face meetings, they still risk and they meet men to either scam them or have paid sex, or some women who even think that they're naive and they end up disappearing. So my point is, you are going to be there. I'm going to discuss how you're going to develop a fake personality that is going to be your real personality, supposedly on the side, and then a fake real personality that is going to be reserved for the big regulars, and then how you're going to preserve your actual authentic self. If that sounds psychotic, I will analyze it on a future video, so bear with me. My point is that the tapeworm cam girls who will want you to fail will downplay the danger of this job. Sex work is one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. And there are a lot of men who think that they are going to fly you over and essentially put you in danger. So when you are there, you don't trust anybody. You should never, ever, ever trust any of these men with your real name, with your real location. You should not string them along. You should not say, hey, one day I'm going to meet you. Maybe when I'm going to finish college, I'm going to meet you. Maybe if you ever come to my country, I'm going to meet you, when you don't plan to do so, which you shouldn't be planning to do so in the first place. Because there are many people, I will always suggest to read the book, The Gift of Fear. It explains the psychology of stalkers very well, the psychology of obsessive mentally ill people. And if you downplay the danger, you're going to end up literally dead. Your boundaries when it comes to not meeting should be absolute. You are not meeting. Whoever tries to circumvent a boundary or to convince you or to talk you into dating them, block and ban. I treat freemium sites as premium sites. You don't have any money, block. You sit there and stare and masturbate and you don't give me money, block. You're harassing me with nonsense, block. You're harassing other people in my room with nonsense, block, and so on. Because otherwise I won't have the energy to endure a 12-hour shift if I entertain every Tom, Dick, and Harry who says, hey, do you want to fly over? My mom has a spare dirty mattress in the basement to be my live-in girlfriend. That is not going to happen. We are not even having this conversation. I'm going to analyze this in many videos, but for now I need you to know that these men have delusions. They have psychosis. Do you know what psychosis is? It's essentially loss of touch with reality. They have convinced themselves that their looks don't matter, and that although the women in their country don't want them, you're usually, most cam girls are very decent looking women, very pretty women, they're somehow going to be convinced to fly over to their country and be their girlfriends. They don't understand how flirting works, how seduction works, how normal human relationships work. They don't understand any of that. And a lot of them are covert narcissists. What is a covert narcissist? What is the difference from an overt narcissist? It's a narcissist that he's essentially very lazy. He's not willing to do the necessary work to heal from trauma from their childhood, or to lose weight and go to the gym, or to get a job, and thinks that they're going to increase his chance of getting a girlfriend a healthy way. He's sitting at home He has Chaturbate open and he's playing the victim. So this is the guy you're going to be taking money from. Ideally, this guy shouldn't know a single real thing about yourself. Everything should be a lie. I have made the great mistake that I overshared so much real stuff on YouTube that a lot of people know me now, but I don't want you to do the same. So don't trust anyone in this job. So, to summarize this video before it becomes a train wreck. Number 1, you get into your room, you block the grays. Number 2, anything less than 6 hours won't get you any money consistently, so you prepare yourself to work a 6-hour shift. Which means, I don't care if you made 1 token or 100,000 tokens, you sit during the entire 6 hours. If you say the room is empty and I'm going to lose my sanity and I'm dying from boredom, I have several solutions. Personally, I have 2 laptops. One laptop is to stream and the other laptop is I either listen to podcasts or I learn something or I write something or I watch something and the viewers cannot see my screen. And I have headphones. So when there is no one there, it's still like I'm occupying my time or I'm resting, enjoying something that I like. I don't say sit there for 2 hours looking at the wall and talking to yourself like a schizophrenic. Find what works for you and do that. I have women who say I watch Netflix shows, I'm not really fan of rom-coms and stuff like that. I have women who say I'm watching beauty YouTubers. You will find something that you like. You can even play computer games if that's your thing, as long as they are not very immersive and you can pause the game when a client comes into your room. You don't trust anyone. I will repeat this to the point that I sound like a retarded broken record, but it's very necessary. And be very, very careful of scams. Last but not least, when I'm on a platform, not even on gunpoint, I'm going to take a client off the platform. They're going to ask you for your WhatsApp. Never sell WhatsApp. WhatsApp shows your real number. You would be extremely creeped out how easily someone can find your real name, identity, and location if they pay specific services to identify you from a phone number. People sell Snapchat. I don't do this anymore. For me, Snapchat has been masochistic self-abuse because this man expected to pay one time the tokens and then have a girlfriend 24/7 to chat them up for free and send them videos for free. If you want to try it, go on, but I don't recommend. People who want to contact you, I give X, former Twitter, and even there I don't respond to messages unless it is something very specific. For example, if someone sends me, hey, are you going to be online in 2 hours to do a webcam session? I will respond to that. If it's like, hey, hi, how are you? You haven't found the news of my death yet, so I'm alive, so I'm not going to respond to that. I don't care if that sounds antisocial. When you have 300, 400 people messaging you that every day, if you don't want to end up psychotic yourself, you need to filter. If you have Instagram or other media, I would say promote them, but make very sure that there are no identifying items in your pictures. For example, don't take an Instagram photo with a cosplay and you have a pizza box from something that it's not, let's say, Pizza Hut that exists everywhere and it's a pizza place that exists only in your country and only in your town, even worse, like a local one, so the stalker can find where you are. Assume that you have stalkers even if they haven't made direct contact with you. I have had horrific incidents happening over the years with people who stalked me, and I was an idiot and I had no idea. I had someone that he had actually recorded and downloaded all of my videos, and he believed that I talked to him through the screen. We're talking about acute schizophrenia. I haven't even made a video about this because I'm so traumatized. So never assume that because nothing bad isn't going on that you're aware of, that there isn't anything lurking under the surface. And don't trust anyone who gives you advice, myself included. Listen to the advice, try the advice for a minimum of 3 to 5 days, and if it doesn't work, you ditch. Either it was bad advice to begin with, or it was just advice that didn't work for you. For me, for example, the extroverted advice doesn't work. I have autism, I'm very blunt, I don't have filters. I used to try to have filters, now after 2 near-death experiences, I couldn't care less. So I'm not everyone's cup of tea. If there are people who like me, fine. If they are not, also fine. I'm going to make it up by outworking all the narcissists. So if you are not extroverted, don't try to fake being extroverted to an extreme that is going to damage you and cost your mental energy. If you love working out, don't try to say that, oh, I'm this gamer girl sitting in my room playing game all day, if it's not your thing. Be authentic as much as possible, but also while concealing your authentic self. I know this sounds very strange and very contradicting, but again, I'm going to be explaining how to do those things in detail, so you won't have any problem when you listen to the explanations. And always remember that sex workers mostly don't support other sex workers. It's a hoax. There are so many people who want to eliminate competition before it even surfaces. That's why there are so many blogs and articles and forums and Reddit posts with destroying advice.